See and more. Get 1 full year of elite benefits, a $2,000 value free.
Call for your fast free quote today. 800-373-7519. 800-373-7519. Yeah, we're coming to your city. Play our guitars and sing you a country song. We'll all be flying higher than a airliner. And if you want a little bang in your yin yang, come along. Just to be clear, Biden should not have run again. And to be even
Kermit, thank you for his follow.
This country in the most important job we have.
Did you really not have any idea that he was not fit to serve a second term?
Casey, we're looking forward. We're stuck with a madman, with a corrupt president in the Oval Office, and we should have given ourselves a better chance to win. Freedom is back in style. Welcome to the revolution. Yeah, we're coming to your city. Gonna play our guitars and sing you a country song. Sean Hannity, the new Sean Hannity Show. More behind-the-scenes information on breaking news and more bold, inspired solutions for America. Stay right here for our final news roundup and information overload.
Hey, Mitty.
It is spectacularly corrupt. It is maybe one of
Yeah, it's been raining since about noon here.
all time, with the exception maybe of Woodrow Wilson, who had a stroke and his wife covered that up. But we had a cognitively impaired president. And the media and Democrats knew it, and the people around Joe knew it, and they all covered it up. Now here are some of the highlights. I'll do what he's unable to do. I'll lead an effective strategy to mobilize children under pressure.
I'm all right. I'm heading. I'm gonna go grab a bite to eat with my buddy in Rossford. I'm not gonna go all the way out to Cleveland tonight. It's been rainy. I ended up being there a lot longer here than I thought I was going to be. So, an hour drive. So.
I'll lead an effective strategy to mobilize children under pressure. Isolate and punish China. Thanks all the members of Congress and Homeland Security Secretary. I'm not sure we're going to show away. See, no, so long as you deny a freedom can never be secured. Don't teach Donald Trump a valuable lesson. Don't mess with women in America unless you want to get a better koala. We'll never get it.
Jeez. I need a fucking light at this fucking intersection.
That's him lying around, actually. How do you leave the world without an infrastructure? How do you leave the world without that?
90. Wow.
How do you leave the world
You out west?
without best education system? How do you leave
That's only
Now, let me take you back
59 here.
last night, because it happened so
High was 63.
on in the lead up to the 2020 election. This is March of 2020. I played it an awful lot because it really did capture how cognitively what level of cognitive decline he was actually going through, and we were witnessing, and everybody saw it. And you've heard me play this a lot. We all these should be self-evident. All that we were created by the you know the thing. The thing, God, the creator of everything. That was March of 2020. Now, this is how corrupt the media in this country is. Let's fast forward to March of 2024 and think of almost on a daily basis on this radio show, nightly basis on Hannity. I had the tape of the day if he bothered to show up. Remember, we had Joe falling and Joe lost on stage, and Joe shaking air, and Joe talking to dead people and bumbling and bumbling and stumbling and fumbling, and it was an absolute mess. Those rare moments, anytime we got to see him, we got tape we could play. But according to Liberal Joe over at MSDNC, oh no, March of 24, 4 years after what I just played, this is what he said about Joe's cognitive state.
Start your tape right now, because I'm about to tell you the truth. And F you if you can't handle the truth. This version of Biden, intellectually and analytically, is the best Biden ever. Not a close second. And I've known him for years. The Brzezinskis have known him for 50 years. If it weren't the truth, I wouldn't say it.
This version is the best. Did I hear him say intellectually? Seriously? Anyway, here is the author of, two big bestsellers. The big guy, How a President and His Son Sold Out America, and the other big bestseller, Laptop from Hell. She also writes for the New York Post and is a friend of the program. Our friend Miranda Devine is back. Watching this, to me, Miranda, this is one of the biggest scandals in the history of the presidency.
Are you driving?
And they were aided and abetted by everybody in his family, everybody that worked in that White House, aided and abetted by a corrupt state-run legacy media mob that denied the story that the New York Post broke about the
Maria, that's California, right? I said out west.
We were lying. We played Joe in his own words. They called them cheap, fake videos. They were real videos. I want your reaction to all of this.
Right. Well, look, Sean, honestly, all they had to do was watch your show night after night for 4 years. It wasn't like you just cottoned onto it in March 2024. You have been charting Joe Biden's cognitive and physical decline over his entire presidency. And so have we at the New York Post, so have I in my columns. And so, his collapse on the
Oh, I feel a lot better. The wife's pretty sick, but
really a surprise.
Seems like we're bouncing back and forth with it. She's actually been at home the last 2 days. She's working from home today. Still a little bit of a cough, but not bad.
Had allowed him to go out basically naked without a harness on a tightrope for an hour against Donald Trump. They allowed him to do that at 9 o'clock at night. So, I mean, there are so many secrets and lies and delusions surrounding Joe Biden, his family, his presidency, but I wouldn't be too surprised if there was some level of sabotage going on, because they could have easily said, look, he's sick, he's come down with COVID. They lied all the time.
I didn't even get a notification.
Would it have made. Certainly it would have been better for his campaign than having him go out there in the states that they must have known he was in. I mean, Ross is in one of these books saying how shocked he was. This was Biden's chief of staff who left and came back to help with debate prep at Camp David. And he was shocked at how debilitated Joe Biden was, how little energy he had, how short the time was that he could focus. So they all knew. And I honestly, I think Jon Stewart, I hate to say it, but I think he's put it best.
Hey, Jared.
Here is the news trying to sell you news about news.
You guys get a chance, please head over to Rumble. I need some watch time over there.
And, that was the cover.
I'll definitely be it'll be almost Rumble exclusive all the way out to
as the sort of latter day
Cleveland tomorrow. I'm not going till tomorrow now.
Truth is such a joke, because I mean, it wasn't just the Lara Trump interview, but that was emblematic of how nasty he was to anybody who pointed out the truth about Joe Biden. And clearly, he was in Joe Biden's books, because otherwise, why would he have been chosen to moderate that CNN debate that ended up in disaster? And I will say, though, for his co-author, Alex Thompson, he did at least try, and he did break a few stories. And I think it's interesting what he said when he's promoting the book just yesterday. He said that some of the Democrats that he interviewed said, look, we couldn't believe that you guys, the media, were buying the stuff that we were putting out, because it was so nonsensical. The media was complicit, as you said. They did not want to see the truth in front of their eyes, because they were afraid that would help Donald Trump.
In 2024, fake Jake, and by the way, he was more fake than I even knew. and his network, Fake News CNN, they were the ones pushing the deep fake video narrative. Let me remind everybody.
We're hearing about so-called cheap fakes. It's playing out on right-wing media, Fox, New York Post, and so on. And all of this is to try to make the case that Biden is slipping, he's confused, and so on.
There are a lot of videos going around on President Biden on social media. Which ones are real? Which ones are deceptively edited? Now being called cheap fakes. A lot of memes and what the White House is calling cheap fakes.
Cheap fakes are a little bit simpler. They're cheap. They're just distorted, out of context videos, chopped up in certain ways, constructed in certain ways. That's what we're seeing. That's what the Biden administration, the Biden campaign is so worried about right now.
They weren't distorted. They weren't chopped up. And now this is fake Jake. Oh, after the fact, when it doesn't matter, except it will line his pocketbook with monies that whatever monies he makes from this book. Now he's saying, "Oh, conservative media was."
But yeah, I remember that moment, and I remember that moment, the glitch at the immigration event, and not getting much attention outside of conservative media at all. And Alex and I are here to say that conservative media was right, and conservative media was correct, and that there should be a lot of soul searching, not just among me, but among the legacy media to begin with, all of us, for how this was covered or not covered sufficiently. 100%.
Let's sit on what Megyn Kelly is saying that at this late hour. Tell me, Miranda, what part of it did he miss every single day that Joe was public? What part did he possibly miss? You know, how blinded was he, and how arrogant is he that he now wants to sell a book on this?
Well, willfully blind, like the rest of the sort of so-called establishment media, Democratic aligned media, the New York Times, the Washington Post, etc. And look, I experienced this firsthand when we first broke the story of the laptop in the New York Post back in October of 2020, when, the New York Times, Washington Post, CNN, MSNBC all just ignored it. They did not want to know about a bombshell story about one of the candidates for president 3 weeks before the election that was evidence-based, and they didn't want to know about it. Fair enough. After the election, it took the New York Times about 4 or 5 months to actually concede that yes, the laptop was real, and yes, we had a point, and it was.
By the way, Miranda, it's even worse than that because the FBI had verified the authenticity of that laptop in March of 2020.
Love you, brother. Be careful out there.
In 2020, they were meeting with big tech, warning them they may be victims of a quote Russian disinformation campaign, and it's probably going to be about Hunter Biden, Joe Biden, and about Burisma. How convenient.
Yes, well, I'm not even talking about the deep state. Absolutely. FBI, CIA, the 51 former intelligence officials, and Gina Haspel, remember, who signed off on that dishonest letter to give to Joe Biden so that he could
4
go
pickups.
into the
Wow.
debate and lie and say that Hunter's laptop was Russian disinformation, therefore our stories were. But when it comes to Jake Tapper, he's
I'll
very
slide into your
happy
chat
to
alert.
accept the word of those
You know how I do.
CIA liars, of the FBI, etc., of the White House, just accept at face value what they say. Yet, you look at them now with Trump, and this is my worry, is that they're having a come to Jesus moment now. Jake Tapper says he's full of humility, the right wing was right, we should have been more skeptical. I think what they'll do is use that as an excuse to apply maximum skepticism to Donald Trump. I don't mind that. I think that's what journalists are supposed to do. That's what they did to Donald Trump in his first term. But they went beyond maximum skepticism into our...
No, they went to conspiracy theories and lies, and they peddled them as if they were true.
Well, exactly. They got New York Times got a Pulitzer for their Russia collusion lies, and they still haven't retracted them. So I think they just go completely limp and docile and gullible during Democrat administration. And
Later, Tiff.
then,
Thanks for hopping in.
Trump comes on board. They suddenly find their skepticism again, and they go full board into, as you say, accepting any conspiracy theory that goes with their personal political proclivities. I don't think that they've learned anything from this huge scandal, and I think the only hope is that their audiences are leaving them in droves. The people are not paying attention to the New York Times or the Washington Post or Jake Tapper, Fake Tapper. They're not accepting what they say at face value anymore. The public, even the brainwashed public, has sort of looked at, imagine if you were watching MSNBC and then suddenly Donald Trump, Satan himself, wins the popular vote. What kind of cognitive dissonance goes on in your brain?
It's too many dogs.
You have to come to the conclusion that you were lied to by your
Dinner time sucks.
and I think that's what's
fucking nuts. They're not as well disciplined as my dogs, so.
They threw everything.
Plus, with all this rain, man, it's fucking constant mud coming in the house.
They did everything to destroy this man, and here's the best part. And I said in 2007, journalism's dead. I said after this past election, legacy media is dead because nobody listened to them. Nobody listened to the musicians or the athletes or the Hollywood stars, American people. They have earned the distrust of the American people, and I predict, Miranda, they're never getting it back. They have earned that.
Please, Rumble would be good.
Be
I need watch time on Rumble.
You tell people the truth.
It's been a slow month for me since I've been sick and haven't been streaming much.
And that track record will speak for itself. Just as
I think I'm gonna, on the trip to Cleveland tomorrow, it's gonna be Rumble exclusive.
800-941-SEAN, our number if you want to be a part of the program.
Entertaining Americans coast to coast. Sean Hannity is on right now.
Hey, Big Taco.
I know there are a lot of tax relief firms out there, so which one do you trust? Hey, it's your friend Sean Hannity here. Now, there's a company that wants to help. Rush Tax Resolution. Now, they have an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, and they've helped thousands of people just like you. Now, one Rush Tax client, let's call him Frank, he owed over $1 million.
It's been raining here since noon.
Resolution was able to settle for less than $5,900. If you want to find out if you qualify for the IRS settlement program, we'll tell you up front. Just mention Hannity and receive an IRS transcript, investigation, and analysis absolutely free. Now, Rush Tax will only take your case if they can help you, period. Same goes for you if you're a business and have payroll taxes that you owe. The IRS has the power to shut down your business and come after you personally. Call somebody on your side that can truly help. They do this every day. 800-258-7050. 800-258-7050. 800-258-7050. RushTaxResolution.com.
The doctor's office that accidentally mixed up your files has your social security number. The power company that mistakenly cut your service has your payment info. And the hotel that lost your reservation has your passport number. You need LifeLock because your personal info is in endless places that can expose you to identity thieves. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it. Guaranteed your money back. Save up to 40%. Promo code SERIOUS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply. Not available in all states. Building a safety net for your family can be tough. But with term life insurance through Ethos, you can have peace of mind that no matter the market's ups and downs, your financial future is secure. Make sure they can pay the mortgage, tuition, and other bills if something happened. With Ethos, you can get covered in as little as 10 minutes, 100% online.
Update the app. It's gotten a lot better there, Taco. But I get it.
Hi, I'm Mike Huckabee. Did you know that public schools don't allow any mention of God?
It's the only one I'm monetized on, though.
Understanding how God shaped our nation, how can kids learn America's true history? After all, our rights come from God, not the government. His finite team created the Kids Guide to our One Nation Under God. And right now, you can get it for free. Order the free Kids Guide to our One Nation Under God gift bundle right now. To order, visit freegodbook.com. That's freegodbook.com. Profiting from financial market. TrueTrade Internet's first one-click AI-assisted trading platform. No trading experience? No problem.
Just purchase their platform, connect your trading account, download their mobile app, and turn it on. It's that simple. No need to worry about what or when to trade. With just one click, their AI software handles everything for you. No learning, no experience, no headaches. Whether you're trading a single account or managing an entire portfolio, TrueTrade software runs on autopilot with its AI risk management protecting your downside. Don't have funds to trade with? No problem. TrueTrade offers an unprecedented money-back guarantee on their software. Plus, get a guarantee of at least $300,000 in tradable funds. You keep the profits. Join thousands worldwide who are already profiting from their AI-driven trade technology. Are you ready to step up your cash flow? Head over to TrueTrade.io. That's TrueTrade.io. That's TrueTrade.io. Investing involves risks, including the potential loss of principal. Past performance does not guarantee future results. See terms and conditions. Attention business owners. This is Jason Evans. I spent the last 3.5 decades helping companies create serious business breakthroughs, and I want to help you like never before. I built a serious training program called 3 Ways to Double Sales in 12 Months. We're going to give this to any business owner that calls us at 800-500-8320. Just call with your email address, and we'll email you this phenomenal video training program at our expense, not yours. It's an incredible gift. See if you agree. 3 ways to double sales in 12 months. To Jason's training less than a year ago, this year alone, Jason has made my training explode as far as
I'm giving away premium subscriptions. If you pop over there, you won't have to on my channel.
Again, call with your email address and we'll give you a program that others have paid dearly to receive.
You'll get a little red icon.
800-500-8320. 800-500-8320. That's 800-500-8320. Pay for a house over 5 stars.
Let me know when you're in chat, and I will.
This drumbeat represents one.
I'll send it.
Many companies have some. And this is how many Search Kings has. Search Kings has over 1,500 5-star Google reviews. No wonder Google hand-selected Search Kings as a Google Premier Partner. You want to stand out where your customers are online? Switch to Search Kings. This is Swiss FM 125.
And listen, we can't forget about our friends in Israel as they fight for their very survival. You know, the month of May, 80 years ago, this very month, the horror of the Holocaust, quote, the final solution, came to an end. But guess what? You know, did you know that half of all Holocaust survivors that they live in Israel? And the pain of the past now intensified after October 7, 23, and the rise of anti-Semitism. We see it in the halls of Congress. We see it on college campuses. We see it worldwide. Now, we have partnered with the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews and been on the ground since day one, helping the tens and tens of thousands of Israelis that have been displaced. They are providing a lifeline to these families. You know, bare necessities, even black jackets and bomb shelters. They're doing everything possible. Whatever you can donate, you are helping the people of Israel in their hour of need as they fight for survival against what is just 7-month war and battling. It's unbelievable. And if please help the people of Israel in their time of need as they battle radical Islamic terrorists. Call now 888-488-IFCJ. 888-488-IFCJ. Online is ifcj.org. It's ifcj.org today.
If you're driving a car truck with an expired warranty and suddenly lost your transmission or needed a full engine repair, would it leave you stranded? I'm Danny Knapp. Choose the company I trust, Endurance. If your vehicle is less than 20 years old, Endurance offers auto protection on the drivetrain, AC, and more. Get 1 full year of elite benefits, a $2,000 value free.
Call for your fast free quote today. 800-373-7519. 800-373-7519. Military veterans and active duty service members, you can become a certified cyber warrior with just 12 weeks of training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, and IT pros with these skills lifestyle. Protect our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them. They have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find if you know where to go. And that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/news. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/news right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/news. ZipRecruiter.com/news. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Don't worry, Dexy. If you don't want to, it's cool. I don't care.
If your goals this year include getting healthier, you should start by taking a closer look at your water.
Yeah, I don't know what Start Page is.
Tap water. Everything from viruses to lead, PFAS, pesticides, and other contaminants. No one wants that. What you do want is healthy drinking water, and it starts with Aquasana. Aquasana water filters remove contaminants and leave you with cleaner, healthier, odor-free, great-tasting water. You'll enjoy an immediate difference with every drop.
I use Brave. DuckDuckGo sells your info. But use whatever browser you like.
Aquasana has more than 15,000 five-star reviews from customers like you who want to drink with confidence. Visit Aquasana.com today and use promo code SXN to get up to 50% off select systems. That's AQUASA.
And with Brave, it'll filter out most of your ads too.
Aquasana, a healthier you starts with healthier water.
America is built on hard work, empowered by American energy. Chevron has spent $44 billion with local businesses across all 50 states since 2022, fueling infrastructure and communities, all while strengthening local economies. Last year, Chevron increased U.S. production nearly 20%, powering communities and businesses from the heartlands to the coast. We're helping to fuel America's energy advantage, building a brighter future right here at home. Visit Chevron.com/America to discover more.
Neutrality is not an option. Hi, I'm Michael Youssef, and in this post-Christian age, we must take a bold stand. Know how to do that in my newest book.
Yeah, I wouldn't use Tor unless you're running a VPN.
Jesus' letters to the churches.
Reclaim your first love with God's final call for your gift.
I don't understand what Start Page means.
Don't delay. To get your copy, visit ltw.org. That's ltw.org.
This is Sirius XM Patriots Channel 125.
Latest breaking news when he hits the air. This is the Sean Hannity Show. 25 till the top of the hour, 800-941-SEAN, our number if you want to be a part of the program. Listen, when you need to reach your kids, you can do it with a touch of a button and have the benefit of them not being on the internet, which a lot of parents like, or maybe you need to speak to your parents, your grandparents, an elderly relative, or maybe your employees, maybe your partners, doesn't matter. You're going to love the technology that is Rapid Radio Walkie Talkies, rapidradios.com. It will keep you connected with anyone and everyone in your life at the touch of a button, and it works simply. You take it out of the box, you press the button, you start talking. It's a one-touch connection. Now, beauty is it's 100% private. There's no subscription plan. There's no monthly fee ever. It's on a nationwide LTE network, and it's time that you take this technology, save money, and communicate with anyone you want, anytime you want. Incredible. You're going to love it. Go to rapidradios.com right now. You'll get 60% off, and you'll also get free UPS shipping. If you add the promo code radio25, you get an extra $25 off and a free EMP protection bag. That's rapidradios.com. Now, I did have an opportunity to speak briefly with Secretary of State Marco Rubio in Riyadh at the lunch that I went to. All those, I mean, every big corporation in America was pretty much represented there, and every big wig in Saudi Arabia was there. I have no idea why I was even there, and I actually had a good time. Um, and long story short, he did break off from the president, and he went to Turkey as the president is just absolutely dialed in and focused on the idea of getting peace in Europe, and he's not going to stop. And got to give him a lot of credit. And he went there to meet with President Erdogan, and here's part of the interview I had with Marco. Joining us now is Secretary of State Marco Rubio is with us. He is in Turkey tonight. Mr. Secretary, great to have you. Thank you for joining us.
Good to see you the other day, Sean.
Yeah, it was great to see you in person. You know, you made a statement that NATO is only as strong as its weakest link. This issue about NATO.
Audio canceled. So you guys can't hear me?
Understanding a lot of nations have not lived up to that. Where are we in terms of pushing people on that issue?
Well, actually, in 2018 was one of the most important moments in NATO history is when President Trump at the NATO summit walked through the different contributions of different countries, some of whom were under 1% of GDP, less than 1% of their time was being spent on defense. Since that time, we've seen improvements, and I can tell you that we are headed for a summit in 6 weeks in which virtually every member of NATO will be at or above 2%, but more importantly, many of them will be over 4%, and all will have agreed on a goal of reaching 5% over the next decade. It will be the first time ever in NATO history where they have reached targets and goals that will allow NATO partners to be more than 50% of the alliance. That's an historic moment if it comes to fruition. That's what was agreed upon today by the foreign ministers. And I think all of that tracks back to 2018 when President Trump challenged the members of the alliance to step up.
You know, Mr. Secretary, you said the purpose of NATO is to prevent wars through its strength. That's why we want to see it grow stronger. You talked about $1 trillion in our military spending. Tomorrow, the Ukrainian delegation will be meeting with the Turkish foreign minister. And you also went into detail. It had been some hope, maybe, in the background, with never any full commitment that Vladimir Putin might show up at this and have a meeting with Zelensky. And then you were pretty clear today that you believe that that's going to happen. It would take Donald Trump sitting down with Vladimir Putin. What exactly did you mean by that?
Yeah. It's my assessment, the president's assessment, by the way. I think he said publicly today that the only way we're going to have a breakthrough here, nothing's going to happen at this point, given everything we know after months of working on this. Nothing's going to happen until President Trump sits across the table from Vladimir Putin and puts it on the line and puts it on the table. I think that's the only chance we have at peace at this point. Given everything we've seen over the last few weeks, there's been talks, there's been negotiations, there's been trips and meetings, but in the end, I think we've reached the conclusion, and rightfully so, as the president has, that the only way this is going to happen, if it has a chance to happen, the only way it happens is as the president directly engages with Vladimir Putin. So I don't know what the date or the place of that is yet, but that's really the only chance at this point. And I think there's a lot of countries here that would privately share that assessment as well.
Do you have, Mr. Secretary, any degree of confidence You've been clear that this war is going to end not through a military solution, but through a diplomatic one. And he said it's either going to be sooner or later. And if it happens sooner, less people will die, less destruction that there will be. And the president keeps talking about the human toll of humanity.
Yeah, I saw that clip.
All the human loss and
I saw that clip.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's got 4 loads to pick up on, and then he'll be driving.
one of the most meaningful speeches by an American president overseas in decades. And in it, one of the things he talks about is how he wants to see more building and less bombing. In essence, he wants to see us building things up, not destroying them. The president, frankly, is a lover of peace. This is a person that wants to stop wars and prevent wars and end wars. That's what the president endeavors to do. In fact, he openly has said, and he said it in his speech, that he wishes we didn't have to spend all this money on the military. We could spend it instead on creating wealth and prosperity and human development. Obviously, that's not the way the world works, but that's what he hopes we can achieve. And that's what he's trying to achieve here. That's it. I was just asked a question by the media here about this a few minutes ago, and I said, I still don't understand why some would be critical of the president. They should be happy that the president of the most powerful nation on earth is a peacemaker who seeks to prevent wars, seeks to end wars, and seeks to stop existing wars. I think this is something we should be very proud of, that we have a president that seeks peace, seeks the end of death and destruction, in this case in the Russia-Ukraine war, which destroyed thousands and thousands of lives, and really it's going to cost billions of dollars to rebuild from.
Well, obviously, we hope that some kind of breakthrough can take place. Let me go to the.
Do you have Bluetooth turned on or something?
You've been very, very clear, and the president has been clear. The number one state sponsor of terror, that would be the Iranians. They have to walk away from sponsoring terrorism, walk away from helping Hamas, Hezbollah, the Islamic Jihad, the Houthis. They have to stop firing missiles at Israel. But more importantly, walk away from building long-range missiles that have no other purpose than to have nuclear weapons, and walk away completely from enrichment. When you talk about that, I'm a trust but verify guy, as I know that you are. That means zero enrichment. That would mean American inspectors, and that would mean any place, anywhere, anytime inspections in the future as part of any deal. They would have to destroy their facilities. Those facilities would have to be destroyed for them for that to happen. And we, for the first time this week, got an indication that they might be willing to make a deal on this. You have any high degree of confidence that they'd be smart. The president has been clear they're either do it the easy way, or it will be done for them. I don't think he could be any more clear than he's been. Do you think you have any degree of confidence they will be smart?
Well, first of all, I think what the president did is extend an opportunity, and the opportunity is Iran can be a prosperous and peaceful country. And that's the opportunity before them, and he hopes that they'll take this opportunity and that they'll take this offer. He says this offer won't be around forever. And what he means by that is at some point, decisions will have to be made about more maximum pressure and other options, because Iran can never have a nuclear weapon. Look, the regime, and our problem is not with the Iranian people. The Iranian people are peaceful people, an ancient civilization and culture we admire greatly. Our problem is with a clerical regime that is behind every problem in the region. Hezbollah, Hamas.
Yeah, I'm thinking his Bluetooth is connecting to somebody or something.
Out of Iraq and Syria. They did.
Why is that here?
Tracked back to the Iranian regime. Syria, all the instability in Syria tracks back to the Iranian regime. It's a regime that every day and every Friday chants, death to Israel, death to America. Uh, we have to believe them when they say that. A regime like that can never have nuclear weapons, and the president has made clear they will not have a nuclear weapon. We hope it's through the path of negotiation. We hope it's through the path of diplomacy. Steve Woodcock is doing a great job at negotiating in a very difficult negotiation. This will not be easy, but he's doing a great job at trying to bring about that peaceful resolution to this problem. And we should pray that he's successful. I have confidence in him. But in the end, the decision lies in the hands of one person, and that's the supreme leader in Iran. And I hope he chooses the path of peace and prosperity, not a destructive path. And we'll see how that plays out.
Mr. Secretary, when through public reports, And people that I have spoken to that would have knowledge of such things, their level of enrichment is quite high. It's believed the IAEA has said so. If you're at 60% enrichment, it is not a stretch to get to weapons grade enrichment.
Not really.
90%, whatever the level happens.
A lot of other stuff going on. If I wasn't job searching, maybe I would be, but
so that decision of the Iranians will have to be made.
I'm literally doing interviews and applications almost every morning.
Their willingness to give up their
But
ambition
I'm being
to have these
picky
weapons.
because
Well, we're about to test it, and we'll find out. Look,
I can be
when you
right
say
now.
60, that's
I'll be
misleading
picky
when
until
people
I
hear that
can't be
number.
anymore.
It's 60% enrichment, 90% is what you need for a weapon. Actually, 90% of the work it takes to get to weapons grade enrichment is getting to 60. Once you're at 60, you're 90% of the way there. You are, in essence, a threshold nuclear weapon state, which is what quickly very the danger we face right now. That's urgency here. That's why Israel is feels urgency about it. Not just us. Throughout the Gulf region, no country. And you also talked about not just the weapon. They have long-range missiles that they can deliver those weapons to. This is a very grave risk, and they are enriching at that level, and they're openly doing it. By the way, in fact, their Congress, their legislative branch, actually passed a law requiring them to enrich at a certain level because JCPOA, the Obama deal with Iran, was canceled. So we are. This is a critical moment. The president has made it a priority, and now people understand the urgency here because they are fairly close, too close for comfort to a nuclear weapon. We have to roll that back one way or another, and we hope it's peacefully and through the process of negotiation.
All right, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, we appreciate you being with us. Thank you so much for joining us.
That was Marco Rubio when he was in Turkey after he broke off the president in the Mideast. Was getting real busy folks. Him in Louisiana, next, Sean Henry show. Hi.
John, you're my hero.
What's going on, sir? How are you?
You're my not much for you, Katie. I'm waiting in my car, and you got there alive. It's over.
Explain that.
I was living in my car homeless, and I just the track. Right
yeah, it's lightening up every once in a while, but then it just dumps.
How long were you living in a car for?
long time. I put you in the book. I hope you don't mind that video.
No, I don't mind at all. I mean, why were you homeless? And how old were you at the time?
Off and on, but now what I most talked about 10 years ago, I was running a mile with my car, and I was really depressed. You know how you sometimes get this mental depression, and I just kept listening to your show. I kept highlighting my dad to keep me going, trying to pull myself together. You know, so you're all like,
And how are you doing now? How's your life?
He's got a phone. He's not on a computer. It's his media. His media volume is turned down.
the name of the book, The Diary of a Manic OCD Bookstore.
Now, did you get it published or just self-published?
No, Mel Brooks actually has a bird bookstore. So,
Oh my gosh! I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna make your day today, and hopefully lift your spirits again. And this, why don't we, Linda, check this out. Get a copy of the book. We'll get a copy of the book. Make sure you don't have crazy things in there that I'll be held responsible for you saying. And then, if we can, we'll put up a link on Hannity.com and we'll let we'll let people have a chance to buy it. I'm glad you're doing well. I can't. I know people that have been clinically depressed, and depression is real, and it's hard to get out of it. And if I was a bright light in your day during that dark time, that makes me happy. You have an apartment. Where do you live right now?
well, I go back between California and Louisiana, so I'm going back and forth.
Okay. And how old? Are you?
Now I'm an old man, John. I'm 75.
Okay. Do you have any money at all?
Yeah, yeah. I pulled myself out of that rut. That's why, I wrote the book.
What
years were you living in your car? How long ago was that?
Um, I guess about 10 years ago.
Wow. Listen, my friend, I appreciate your call, and God bless you. And if we could ever help you, you let us know, okay?
Yeah, the man goes to your bookstore. Now check it out, son.
All right, we're gonna get a copy, and we're gonna put it up on Hannity.com. 800-941-SEAN if you want to be a part of the program. All right, quick break, right back as we continue.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's just his media volume. My newer phones, man, they got like 5 different volumes. I always keep my ringer off and on vibrate. There you go. Reboot that bitch. Usually that doesn't change the volume setting, but yeah. It's the old IT standby. Reboot it. Yeah, so I'll probably go to Cleveland tomorrow afternoon. Just running too late today, and this as shitty as the weather is, I don't want to be on the turnpike all the way to Cleveland and back. So I'm meeting my buddy for dinner. Yeah. Yeah, I keep both the ringer and the notifications muted and on vibrate. My media jumps around depending on whether it connects to my car or my earbuds or what. Uh, Rossford, no. No. Burger, bar burger. I was actually if I was going to go to Cleveland, I was going to go to that Harry's Steakhouse in Independence. But White House Inn is steak. There's lots of other places steak, but Rossford. I can't think of any steak places in Rossford. Bunch of bars, so it's a cheap burger. Yeah, my buddy, his mother-in-law just died over the weekend, so the funeral was yesterday. So he asked me to meet him out here. So yeah, this place is called Red's Irish Goodbye, where I always go. Yeah. Well, she was 95, so it's kind of expected. Now her husband actually worked for NASA, part of the Apollo program. He's 97. So usually when one goes that old, and the other one isn't much longer behind. Yeah, they were together 63 years.
Strong Cell so believes in their product. They have a 60-day no-risk policy. Stay strong with Strong Cell for mind and body. All right, that's going to wrap things up for today. Hannity tonight, 9 Eastern on the Fox News Channel. We are loaded up. We have Victor Davis Hanson, Kellyanne Conway, Trisha McLaughlin, Vivek Ramaswamy, Tommy Laren, Joe Concha, Ari Fleischer. 9 Eastern, Hannity on Fox. See you tonight. Back here tomorrow.
Uh,
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to
yeah, it's a pretty good run. I agree.
No medical exam.
I'm not even sure I want to live that long.
Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com.
I guess if I had the money they have, makes living that long a little easier.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of
Something's burning around here.
Forbes Health. Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the
With
lowest
the plants
prices,
here.
starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually liked it better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
Did not believe how much hearing and life changed. Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Americans love using their credit cards, the most secure and hassle-free way to pay. But DC politicians want to change that with the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill. This bill lets corporate megastores pick how your credit card is processed, allowing them to use untested payment networks that jeopardize your data security and rewards. Corporate megastores will make more money, and you pay the price. Tell Congress to guard your card, because Americans lose when politicians choose. Learn more at guardyourcard.com.
Hi, this is Mike Huckabee. President Trump said,
All right, y'all. Thanks for dropping in.
that's why my team
I really appreciate it. I know I've been spotty connecting lately. Just a lot of stuff going on. Still have a heavy-duty job search going on. So, see you guys later. Everybody be good. I might come on later tonight just to turn on the scanner for some Rumble watch time, or maybe some poker tonight. We'll see. Pretty tired already though, but we'll see. You never know. Might get a second wind. Peace, everybody. Love you. Thanks for hanging out.